This next video was at a subscriber's request, and I gotta thank you, my boy, because you created a classic. My man, I believe, I want to say it was my man Marlock Lowe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know who you are when you told me to do Kevin Durant. First, Tracy Mcgrady. Two elite scoring small forwards, probably two of the 4 or 5 small forwards that are the best to do it at their position. Tracy Mcgrady versus Kevin Durant. And this comparison to me is a great one because you have essentially the T-Mac of his time and to me the T-Mac of today. You got just a flat out raw, tall ass scorer. Impossible to guard. Both of these players were impossible to guard. They scored efficiently from outside and in. Very similar, but they did it in sort of different ways. And we just gonna break down why the film do what it do, man. Kevin Durant. So we're gonna start off with the ultimate comparison between these two is the jump shot. Who's the better jump shooter? Whew. It gets tough early. Well, for me, spot up shooting, I would take Kevin Durant, even though Kevin Durant is also more the off the dribble, just like you see there, off the dribble mid range, off the dribble three ball. I'd say spot up, I would trust Durant's shot more because I believe it is a more pure shot. However, I think T-Mac was the better overall shooter just because his capabilities off the dribble surpassed Durant's. Durant is a great off the dribble shooter, but T-Mac made a living, and I think he was really the first player to just dribble up the court or come off a pick from 35 and really just pull up. So it left a lasting effect on me as a fan to watch what T-Mac did. And his mid-range game, he got it in a different way. Durant is kind of, I won't say he's one-dimensional, but he doesn't have a plethora of moves to get his shot. So mid-range, it would appear to me like T-Mac was the better one because he had the post shot. He had to just stop and pull up and off the pick like Durant also has. So overall shot is tough as hell. I think Kevin Durant, wide open, I trust that more. But just getting a bucket and putting it in a hole from the perimeter, I think I would take T-Mac more. But it's very tough. Now we'll transition to finishing at the basket. I got T-Mac again. And this is extreme. Both of these categories that I just mentioned are extremely close. I just feel T-Mac had more moves. So we can also equate skill set to T-Mac, though Durant is also very skilled. Again, shout out to my subscriber for putting this as a debate because it's you're it's tooth and nail. You know what I'm saying? You're just picking. You're picking your side. You're picking your poisons per se. But for me, I had T-Mac driving and attacking the basket. He was a stronger finisher, and as I said, he did have more moves than Durant. Transition. I thought Durant was the better transition player. If I had to describe Kevin Durant, it would be a hybrid between T-Mac and LeBron James. He runs the transition not as effective as LeBron, but better than T-Mac. And he's a pure scorer better than LeBron, but not as good as T-Mac. So I say Kevin Durant is the wedge, the hybrid between those two players, which makes the Durantula. So you got that, and then you got skill set. I pretty much already gave it to T-Mac. Though Durant is 7-1 with the skill that he has. When you talk about two of maybe top 6, 5 most skilled players, T-Mac and Durant are going to come to your head. So as far as skill, you talk about the jab, you talk about the post moves, you talk about the footwork. He had better post game for me than Kobe in an early stage. It took Kobe a later developing stage to really grasp the post to where it was more efficient and effective than a Mac man. So I got T-Mac for skill. Now, clutch. Ooh, this is tough. I got Durant for clutch just because in the moments in which he was allotted, he showed and proved. Bust Brian ass, pull up dribble, game 4, seal the deal, or game 3. T-Mac was very clutch, 13 and 33, but he wasn't a lot at the situations to where he can show and prove. He went to the playoffs many times, never made it out the first round, you know that, till he got late in his career with the Spurs type shit. So he never really got the opportunity to show us his super clutch gene. But he was clutch regular season player. I just got Durant. He's shown more. His career became more extensive. He has more visuals, and he had more chances to show and prove. So I gotta give clutch to Kevin Durant. Though I love T-Mac in clutch situations, I wouldn't mind giving Mac Man a rock. I got KD. Defense. Defense is tough. Man, defense. I used to love T-Mac's defense, especially when he went against Kobe. I would see, okay, he has the lateral movement. He's strong enough. It's a complex situation for someone even offensively inclined as Kobe. Whereas Durant wasn't so much the on-ball defender. He's frail. We can see that physically. His lateral movement wasn't as good as T-Mac's. However, his off-ball defense was better than T-Mac's. So on-ball defense, I got the Mac Man, but off-ball defense, I got Kevin Durant, which would lead me to overall defense. Very much so a toss-up. I'll just say I seen the energy and the presence in Durant more so. If you watch T-Mac and his history, he had to provide a lazy person. I don't want to subscribe him to that, but he had the demeanor. A lot of people equated to that lazy eye he got, or a lot of people equated to his stoic behavior on the court to where he dropped 30 on your head, but he does it with a regular stoic look. You know what I'm saying? But for me, that gave Durant the edge on the defensive end. Now, post game, T-Mac. Durant really doesn't have too much of a post game. He inherited the Dirk fadeaway as well as shooting just over littler players. T-Mac had it all in the post. He had the jab, pull up. He had the spin. He had the reverse spin. He was immaculate in the post, man. That was my favorite part of the Mac Man's game, is the post. Okay, we go to handles. Now, it's tough again, man. I would have to break even with that because T-Mac's handles appease and appeal more for me because you have more between the legs action and more. But Durant, I seen Durant break wobble niggas more than T-Mac. I'm sorry. With that left to right just rocker or the double cross, he used to get Bron on that so much. But that left to right rocker for a 7'3" person, it's impossible to guard. Improbable, man. So for me, I would slightly edge Durant with the handles. Oh, oh. T-Mac was clutch as shit, man. To say Durant was clutch, that's a hard one for me to give, but I had to give it to him just because I seen a lot of finals work from KD, a lot of playoff work. Oh, the Jordan shrug. But yeah, so you have all those categories. Passing, I say Durant is the more willing passer. A lot of these superstars can pass. It's just whether or not they want to and they choose to. T-Mac could pass, but if you can score at will, sometimes it's like, nigga, why pass? I'm just saying that. But passing, it's a toss-up. You can slide it to whoever you wanted to. Overall, it's another toss-up. I think this is one of the greatest comparisons of my eye test so far because they're so similar with slight distinguishing traits as players. Overall, I don't give a fuck who you take. Me, it's situational. If I don't have too much, I take T-Mac. Just for the simple fact that I've seen him carry a load and a team of nothing better than Kevin Durant. But if I had any sort of nucleus or another star with me, I'd take Kevin Durant. Because Kevin Durant, to me, is a passive legend, a passive superstar. So he'll let somebody else get off, and he may not prefer that number one role as T-Mac would, but he will give you number one player type numbers. Hence him going with Steph, or hence him being with Westbrook, even though he was a number one to me probably in both of those situations. But you get what I'm saying. The mentality of a T-Mac entails someone who can just be a one-man band. So overall, man, it really is a toss-up. I don't know who to pick. That's why I swapped the situations as I did. Kevin Durant's great. T-Mac is great. Almost hit the game winner. I think this is Durant's rookie year. But there you have it, man. Shout out to my subscriber. I believe it was Marlock. I'm not sure. But shout out to you, man. Hit me up. You know who you are when you see this video. Kevin Durant versus T-Mac. Tie. The first eye test tie is situational. I got T-Mac sometimes if I ain't got nobody. And I got Durant if I got a little squad. It's your boy Dame, man. Holla at me. Peace.